They have their own little internal battle. They call it the Preston Road Trophy at stake between those two. The winner gets to keep it until the next time they meet. Dante Hall to receive the kick from Billy Cundiff. And it's Hall from the 4. Going straight ahead with room. Gets by Cundiff. Roy Williams saves a touchdown. 45-yard run back. No dancing around for Dante Hall. He went straight ahead.
You said it. Good. Dante Hall says, my family told me I've been dancing around too much, so just take it up the field. And Jim, Billy Cundiff did not make the tackle, but he definitely saved the touchdown. He made Dante Hall make that last little move, and that was just enough for him to get caught from behind by Roy Williams.
That was the last guy that could have gotten him, but you're right, it slowed him down enough. But nonetheless, the Chiefs with an excellent start from the 50. They fake the end around to Parker. They go down the field, and the ball is dropped by Kinnison. Right in the midst. Well, for Trent Green, this is his 77th straight start. Partly Favrean proportions, but it's the longest streak by a Chiefs quarterback in the history of the franchise. 77 straight. That offensive line, Willie Rowe. And when he's healthy, the entire offense is in sync. With Larry Johnson, 5 straight 100-yard performances. Second down and 10. And Green's pass. And again, he was trying to hit Eddie Kinnison, and that's 2 straight at Kinnison catchable balls that hit the turf. Well, the Dallas defense has not allowed in the last 5 games a quarterback to hit them for 200-yard net passing. And there's Canty, one of 2 rookies on that line, with Spears being the other. Fajita, the former Chief. And Terrence Newman in the Cowboys secondary for head coach Bill Parcells. 3rd and 10, and the Chiefs have had 2 chances dropped. This time behind Wilson, and he was open.
Not only was he open, it is a walk-in touchdown. Trent Green says you're not looking quick enough. It's in motion. Wilson comes from the outside, comes in, and the Dallas Cowboys faking a blitz. They have nobody picking up Chris Wilson down the middle.
How about the chances they had on that possession? All 3 of them. All 3 plays.
All 4, really. Even the kickoff could have been a touchdown.
Colquitt to punt it. Creighton is back deep for Dallas. Signals for the fair catch and fields it back at the 8. Well, Drew Bledsoe coming off his worst game as a Cowboy up at New York last week against the Giants. Cowboys offense managed only 206 yards, turned it over 4 times, and Bledsoe was sacked 4 times as well. Rob Petiti on the right side will have his hands full today going against Eric Hicks. And Julius Jones still looking for his first 100-yard performance of the season. Chiefs have a little mix-up in terms of personnel, and Sapp runs out at the last minute to give them 11 players on the field. Bledsoe, meanwhile, hits his tight end. It's Witten for a first down. He had only 1 catch against the Giants. Comes out on the first play of the game. Picks up 12. Well, this Kansas City defense, this is the man that could really be in Bledsoe's face today. Jared Allen. Kavika Mitchell had the first interception by a Chief linebacker last week. First one since the opener of 04 by a linebacker. Surtain also had an interception against Jake Plummer last Sunday. With 3 receivers on first down, Bledsoe goes long, and that almost cost him. Looking for Terry Glenn.
Well, Jim, let's talk about this game for the Dallas Cowboys today. On offense, as Bill Parcells told us, we're going to run with them. And what that means, no protecting the tackles, get the receivers out, and let's throw it down the field because we can't stop their offense from scoring no points. The Kansas City defense keep the streak alive, and what that means, they have done a tremendous job this year, especially the last 6 games, not giving up big plays.
A second down and 10. And the 6th snap of the game was another pass play, but that gets foiled by the Chiefs who come crashing in on Bledsoe. Dalton got to him first. Sims was in the area. Derek Johnson also.
Well, we just told you the key to this Cowboys, what they want to do. They want to go down the field. So that what they're not doing is doubling up those defensive linemen. Bill Parcells, as he said, it's a little risky, but if you want to score points, you got to take some chances. And Drew Bledsoe, he wanted to roughen the passer here because he got hit a couple times as the whistle was blowing.
Awkwardly hitting the side of his head against Ryan Simmons when falling down. Marion Barber comes into the Cowboy backfield on 3rd and 17. And they hand it off to the rookie, who will be stopped well short of the first.
Well, I'll say this. We just did it in the opening, Jim. The Cowboys need something positive. They've had a lot of positive stuff happen to them already early in this game. They avoided giving up a touchdown to the Kansas City Chiefs. They did pick up 1 first down to get the football out to the 25. So they're off to a pretty good start.
And Dante Hall again is ready to get his hands on it after breaking the opening kick back to midfield. Matt McBriar for Dallas boots it, and there's a flag down over near the Dallas sideline with Hall's fair catch at the 27. Punt traveled 48 yards.
This is going to involve what they call the gunner. Jock Reeves on the outside for the Cowboys. He was either held or knocked out of bounds, maybe illegally.
Pete Morelli is the referee today. He's going to have a word over with Coach Vermeil. He gets within a couple of yards of him, and they're still having a conference.
Holding. Number 55, the receiving team. Also, we had an eligible player go out of bounds. Number 35, the kicking team. The penalties will offset. 4th down.
So they'll kick it again. These two coaches, both destined for Canton, Ohio one day. You would think with all of their records, all the history here, 537 total games coached.
Yep.
How many times would you think these two would have met?
Well, I would think a lot, right, Jim?
Oh, I read that if we do the right thing, we'll chronicle the entire history between Vermeil and Parcells, and it's only actually once.
Once, that's right.
They met in '98, and Parcells was with the Jets. Vermeil was with the Rams.
I'll say
the second time.
Well, Jim, just to talk about both of these coaches, they are so similar in the way they coach their football teams and how they handle players. They both believe in tough, long, hard practices.
Does it work? That took almost 5 minutes to sort out. Finally, McBriar's out to leg it again. And, boy, the weight didn't do him any good. This one went out sideways, pull hook near midfield, and they angle it at the Kansas City 46. The Chiefs will come out and handle it for the second time. And that second punt by McBriar traveled only 29 yards, so the Chiefs gain an additional 19 yards off the offsetting penalties. Now for the first time, Larry Johnson gets the carry, and he drives the pile for 4 yards, running into Marcus Spears.
Well, let's look at this Kansas City offense today and what's going to make them go. Not too often I just put an offensive lineman's name up there. Willie Roaf, when he's in there, the offensive line is solidified. It allows Trent Green to get protection to throw it down the field, and the Dallas defense, they want to crowd the line of scrimmage to stop Larry Johnson and the Kansas City Chiefs running game.
We saw a lot of Larry Johnson behind Willie Roaf in the 4th quarter last Sunday. On 2nd and 6, Green, this time the ball is caught by Kennison, and he is out at the Dallas 28.
Trent Green was talking last night about Larry Johnson. Once you get running, you get that over with as a player, and you get more mature in the way you think. Watch Larry Johnson in the backfield. Well, we're going to miss it there. He makes a good block on DeMarcus Ware, which allows Eddie Kennison to go down the field. Here he is. Watch him. That's a big linebacker, defensive lineman. Keeps him out there. And Trent Green says that's how he's matured. he worries as much about his blocking as he does his running.
He says he has made, talking about his running back, great progress in pass protection, and now he gets the football and is taken out at the 24 rather forcefully by Keith Davis. Another 4-yard gain for Larry Johnson.
I get sounds of the game. That's what it is. But Larry Johnson, I don't know what to say. It's just he can do everything. There's no limits. There's no weakness. Big and sneaky fast. And you saw it on that last run. Inside, breaks it out, picks up good yards.
It's 2nd down and 6, and it's back to Johnson. And right in the middle, the Cowboys stuff it with Leroy Glover and Marcus Spears. You know, Larry Johnson, since taking over for Priest Holmes out for the season, injured reserve. Look at these numbers. 700 yards since November the 1st. Leading running back in the league since November 1. He has on the season over 1,100 yards in 5 starts. He started 5 games, obviously picked up a lot of yardage when there was a 2-back set with Priest Holmes alternating. 3rd down, big play for Trent Green in the early going, and he spins away from the pressure, lobs it for the first to Parker. As Sammy Parker is able to get free and help his quarterback. Scott Fujita, the former Chief, almost got Green for the sack.
Well, it's again pretty good protection. Tony Richardson holds him out long enough. That's DeMarcus Ware. Trent Green, Sammy Parker going over the middle. Quarterback's in trouble. You're keeping your eyes on him. You break towards where he is running. That is an excellent job. And also, as you look at Sammy Parker, tough for a defensive back to run man-to-man with wide receivers in situations like that when the quarterback breaks the pocket.
So 1st down for Kansas City at the 11. And they toss it to Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson's in for the touchdown. That whole left side, we talked about Willie Roaf. Also Brian Waters, the left guard. They made that one rather easy for the running back Johnson to take it in from 11 yards.
This is a whole different thing when you play this Kansas City offense. You might be good against the run, but if you played Kansas City yet, boy, Brian Waters gets a good block, but you said it too, Jim. Willie Roaf, the veteran left tackle, gets upfield and creates a beautiful running lane for Larry Johnson.
Makes it 7-0. Larry Johnson has been on a...
They're confident, which they should be, because the last couple weeks they have played very well.
Their first 3-game win streak of the season. And the kick comes to Tyson Thompson. And the rookie and homegrown product runs it out to the 33. 6-play drive complete for the Chiefs. Bonnie Bernstein here in the first quarter with the Cowboys down 7-0. Bledsoe dancing around and hits Polite, his fullback, out to the 48. Larry Johnson had 90 yards in the 4th quarter last week against Denver. 20 in this one and a touchdown already in the first.
Let's look at it. Tony Gonzalez in what, 77 coming around. Willie Roaf gets up the field, knocks out Roy Williams. Anytime, I say it all the time, you run outside, that means your tight end is doing a good job of blocking the end of the line of scrimmage.
And from 11 yards out, how many Cowboys touched him?
0.
Not a one. First down for Dallas. And Julius Jones gets his first handle, breaks the tackle, and picks up 5 before Mitchell makes the hit. And we're pleased to bring in for the first time today, Bonnie Bernstein. Bonnie.
Good afternoon, Jim. You know, for as much as offensive linemen tend to kind of fly under the radar, don't tell Dallas that they're not important. The Cowboys haven't had their left tackle, Flozell Adams, since mid-October. Their right tackle, Rob Petiti, is a rookie trying to find his way. And Drew Bledsoe says it's affected the run and the passing game because everybody's had to stay in. Guys like Keyshawn Johnson, Jason Wind have had to stay in to block. So they've tried to simplify the playbook today to try to jumpstart things and stop this 2-game losing skid, Jim.
All right, thank you. It's 2nd and 5. They've already sacked Bledsoe once, getting past that young line. And this time, Jones, maybe a yard. That's it for Julius Jones.
Well, you know, you talk about what Bonnie Bernstein is alluding to is that, as Drew Bledsoe also said, man, we put a lot of effort and time in just pass protections. And Bill Parcells, too, said it right. You know, you can hide one tackle, but when you're trying to help them both, then you got problems. So that's why we talked about you just got to let it go today. You got to take some chances. Yes, it's a little risky, but you've already seen they are not going to stop this Kansas City offense entirely.
It's 3rd and 4 in Kansas City territory, and they brought in Barber, and he's tripped up after a gain of a yard. So Cowboys 4th and about 3 on the way, and they bring out the punting unit. Sammy Knight came up to make the play.
Well, what they're doing here, you're just trying to catch the Kansas City defense by surprise, and Jared Allen gets in the backfield. He makes Barber go outside, and the one thing that's changed in Kansas City, they're a little faster, little tougher, and not so easy to run the football on now.
McBride to Dante Hall. Catch the last one. Beautiful. This is what he wanted, though. Unlucky with the bounce as Davis tried to run it down. The Chiefs with the touchback will come back out at the 20, up 7-0. Cast your ballot today or go to NFL on AOL. Kansas City from the 20. 3rd time they've had it. Drove it the last time for a score. Setting up the pass to Larry Johnson. Waits for an opening, and he got a little help from Casey Wigman. And that picks up the 1st down. We've got an update for the first time. Let's go to Greg in New York.
Jim and Phil out in San Diego. Chargers on the board first. Drew Brees to Keenan McCardell, 8 yards in the touchdown with the extra point. 7-0. San Diego leads Miami. 2:25 to play in the first.
All right, thank you, Greg. And not only are the rival Chargers, the rivals of the Chiefs, playing at this time, but Denver hosting the Ravens in this late window today as well. So we'll be keeping everybody posted on the latest happenings in a very competitive AFC West. On 1st down, the delay give to Johnson, and that's 2 yards before Glover rides him down.
You know, as we were talking to players and get ready for this game, and you talk to the Dallas Cowboys, they didn't even hide the fact. They go, hey, this Kansas City offense, man, they're solid and sound, and they do everything. They do a lot of shifting. They got the good running game with Larry Johnson, and when they throw it, they look to get it down the field and make big plays.
2nd down and 8. Good protection for Green. Gives him time to fling it in there to Tony Gonzalez for another 1st, a gain of 12. Meeting with Dick Vermeil last night, he talked about how this team right now really is clicking. The attitude's good as well.
Well, it's Jim. When you click, it's amazing. Here's the opposites. Kansas City's offensive line was beat up. It's healthy. Now they're clicking. The Dallas Cowboys early in the year, hey, their offense is doing really well. What happened? Offensive line gets beat up. Now they're searching and trying to manipulate their offense to make it work.
Another 1st down for the Chiefs is Johnson to the outside, now cutting back, and another good gain. Just ripping it up for 8 on 1st down. That performance by Larry Johnson last week, couldn't get enough superlatives from the Chiefs, including their quarterback Trent Green, talking about the maturity, the patience he showed, the layer running on that play right there, as Dick Vermeil called it. 90 yards in the 4th quarter alone, and tying the Priest Holmes club record of 5 straight 100-yard performances. That all happening against the #1 rush defense in the league. 2nd down and 2, and Johnson again wasn't even touched till he moved past the 1st down yardage. A gain of 4. That Dick Vermeil said last night, we are in a great frame of mind. Practicing, preparing for the games, better focus, better habits. And his team's motoring down the field again to the Dallas 43.
Well, as you're home and you're a fan, tell me, what do you think they're going to do? They show everything to you. Movement, screens, run it.
Make it to Johnson. And Green in traffic tried to force it in there to Eddie Kinnison. Incomplete. Terrence Newman had the coverage. Tomorrow, Dave is all new with King Kong star Jack Black. And later in the week, don't miss Sarah Jessica.
And bring your cash. It's a good combination.
I know you like that part of it. Dr. Phil in the booth today. Second down and 10. Our own Dr. Phil. And there is Larry Johnson moving it inside the 40. The 3rd and 6 on the way for Kansas City.
Well, when you do so many things on offense, look at this defense. They want to come up, but look how deep both safeties are. That's why Larry Johnson has running room. And when you shift players and the other side knows that you're looking for the big pass plays, it makes you drop back. And that's tough to do against Kansas City because they run it so well.
Cowboy defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer needing his squad to come up big. D. Brown in the backfield for Kansas City. 3rd and 6. Almost intercepted by Anthony Henry. Pass was headed towards Sammy Parker, and Henry jumped right in front.
Well, the timing just off by the Kansas City Chiefs. Sammy Parker sits there. The ball should have been in the air just a little bit quicker. Anthony Henry, back from injury, makes a really good move on the football.
Colquitt trying to pin the Cowboys deep. And he takes a lot off of this one. High in the air, Creighton. Fair catch at the 11. Traveled 28 yards. Cardinals, Tubby Smith's Wildcats college hoops here on CBS. First down, Dallas at the 11. And Julius Jones able to find some freedom for about 9 near the first down, actually. Let's see where they spot it. About a half-yard shy.
This Dallas Cowboys offense, we've told you about the offensive line, but they just need some spark. Somebody make a play. And when you talk like that, it's got to be a fast guy because they're the ones that can take simple plays and make it into big ones. That's what they need from Julius Jones. Break some tackles, outrun somebody, and make an 8-yard gain into a 50-yard touchdown.
2nd and less than a yard. They'll go right back to Jones trying to pick up the first, and he does not even get back to the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag.
Kavika Mitchell, every time we do a Kansas City Chiefs game, Dick Vermeil says he just keeps getting better.
Holding. Number 52 offense. 10-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
Boy, the Cowboys have had tough starting field position. This is their 3rd drive of the game, and after they're able to get a little bit of room off the Jones run on 1st down, this will take them back to the 10. And you see the starting average here. Kansas City at the 39 and Dallas back at the 18 on average.
When you have problems in a position which they're not happy about their offensive line, look, that brings penalties too. You know, when you get manhandled up front, sometimes you grab, you hold. That's how you get the penalties. Or if you're nervous about a rusher, you jump before the start of this before the ball is snapped. Those have been problems for the Cowboys.
It's 2nd and 11 for the Cowboys. Short drop, and Bledsoe was hit when he fired it.
Got lucky. Got lucky. There was a blitz by the Chiefs, and Eric Warfield was on the outside waiting for this quick throw by Drew Bledsoe. And again, he did this last week. You see Warfield, Drew Bledsoe was trying to stop the throw because he knew he was in trouble as his arm was coming forward.
Yep, Carlos Hall actually never made contact with Bledsoe, but he did deflect it, bat it down. Hall had been questionable all week and was a game-time decision. And he has come in and made a play. 3rd and 11 with a minute to go in the 1st. This time Bledsoe has time, and he rifles it in to Keyshawn Johnson for the 1st. He got pummeled by Sammy Knight after the grab and a gain of 12, but Dallas gets to move the chains.
You said the word. It's rifle it. He just stuffs it in there. Keyshawn Johnson. Sammy Knight reads Drew Bledsoe all the way. Good protection up front. Kansas City trying to trick them, doing some games. Everybody switching positions. Cowboy offensive line was ready for it.
That's two former teammates tangling for a brief moment. Sammy Knight and Keyshawn, they played together at USC. First down, Dallas. And Polite has his second catch of the game, and Kendrell Bell couldn't quite bring him down. Polite able to pick up an extra couple of yards. Eric Warfield also let him get away for a moment. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. And that one gains 9. So the quarter is going to run out seasons before moving on to Kansas City. So look at Terrence Newman lining up on offense, Phil, on 2nd down and 1. He's a speed burner.
That's why they put him in there.
But instead, they try to drive it straight ahead, and they are short of the first with Jones. Well, Lamar Hunt and his Dallas Texans were co-tenants at the Cotton Bowl with the Cowboys in the Cowboys' infancy as well. In '62, his team picked up a player who had been cut by Cleveland, a young quarterback named Lenny Dawson, on his way to a Hall of Fame career, and they closed out their period in Dallas, winning the AFL championship in double overtime against Houston. Down at the old Jefferson Stadium, what is now Robertson Stadium. Hank Stram, his first of 3 AFL titles. There's Lamar Hunt back after winning that '62 AFL championship. It was the second longest game ever. And Marion Barber with a long run down to the 41 of the Cowboys. Got away from Lionel Dalton, and the rookie with his second superb effort of the game.
Dan Campbell, the tight end, comes over in motion, gets up the field, seals off or helps seal off the defense. And this is something that Bill Parcells and this offense and his offenses over the last 10 years really like to do. In short yardage situations, get 3 blockers to one side and try to create a lane for the runner on the pitch play, and that time it worked.
Barber started for Jones when he was out with a high ankle sprain for 3 games, and he played well. Now Bledsoe able to step up, get the move to the end zone, and Johnson does not hold on. He had beaten Eric Warfield. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
That was a play right out of Kansas City Chiefs offensive playbook.
Holding, number 62, offense. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Boy, this was so close, although it would not have mattered. Went right through the hands.
Well, Keyshawn Johnson too worried about his feet, so he's trying to get him down in bounds, and that lack of concentration, that's what makes him drop the football. And when you play against Drew Bledsoe and you're a defensive back, you cannot fall asleep, because he can throw it down the football with throw the football down the field with velocity.
So first down and long, and Julius Jones able to gobble up a little bit of it back before Sammy Knight knocks him down. Gain of 6. Jones in his second year from Notre Dame. Again, Barber, the rookie from Minnesota. They've combined for over 1,000 yards. But you look at these stats, they're impressive in many ways. One 100-yard performance, and that was by Barber in a game against Arizona. 127 and a pair of touchdowns. Jones, off the big late season surge a year ago, has not gotten on track. Bledsoe threads this one to Witten, and the Cowboys have another first down at the 29.
Well, it's been a good drive by this Cowboys offense. They've had some good runs in there, but more importantly, they're getting pass protection and giving Drew Bledsoe time, and that allows Jason Witten to get down the field and find that zone. But look at the blocking inside. Nice pocket for Drew Bledsoe. And we know, give him time, he can throw it to the open guy, since he's thrown for over 40,000 yards as a quarterback.
Well, Marco Rivera sealed off the pocket for him. Barber is back in, and Barber dashes straight ahead for 5 yards. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer. All the scores and highlights, latest playoff news. It's all coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
Cowboy offensive line's got some confidence. They're pushing this Kansas City Chiefs defense around, and some really good power runs. The last play, good example.
The light, the fullback, Barber, the tailback, and it's Barber who's given this team a lift on this series. It's another carry down the line and driven back by Wesley and Johnson. 3rd and 3 on the way. We were talking about the two backs for the Cowboys. Then they've combined for over 1,000 yards, but the average rush per attempt for Dallas is 3.3 yards per attempt. It's the worst average for the Cowboys in the 46-year history of the franchise.
Well, you know, this is not the worst running backs they've had in their franchise. So,
more of a reflection on that line.
Well, of course. You know, you can say all you want about stats, but it starts with the big guys up front. They got to enable the small guys to have a chance.
On 3rd and 3, Kansas City blitzing. Bledsoe unloading and picking up Glenn for the first. Terry Glenn had not made a 3rd down reception in 5 games. Picks up a big one here on 3rd down for the first.
Well, there's so many things. Just watch Drew Bledsoe. The pressure he's under. Everybody's in front of him. The quarterback, that's the worst thing that can happen to you as a quarterback. All the blockers and pass rushers right at your feet. Good job by Terry Glenn. Excellent catch. High, looked it right in and got the first down.
At the 16. Looking to slide outside, then cuts it back inside with a flag.
Wow. Another hold.
Holding. Number 82, offense. 10-yard penalty, remaining first down.
Got it on Witten.
Jason Witten. Number 82, let's watch him. Good job, hands inside. Well, he's got that one hand on the jersey, but I'm waffling here. But usually you get that arm inside the framework of your body and you grab the jersey, it's acceptable.
It's the second holding penalty against Dallas on this drive. They recovered from the first one with the big pass play to Keyshawn. And they've kept it for quite a while here. This will be the 12th play of the drive after the officials sort it out.
They're trying to sort out where the ball is. Is it marked right, is what I think, and it is.
Cowboys have had it for a half a quarter with this one series alone. 7.5 minutes. And 1st and 20, back at the 26. Barber, wide open, spins to the 14. Witten just called for the hold on the previous play. This time opened up the middle for Barber. Petiti was in on it too with a great block.
Well, it's a blitz from the Cowboys left side. Rob Petiti on the right side gets Jared Allen thinking pass. The Cowboys going away from the blitz. Look at that hole. Chiefs gambling on defense. And in this league, when you gamble and you do something that's unsound, you usually pay for it.
So 12 for Barber. 2nd down and 8. And this time he is immediately hit by Kavika Mitchell. And drops him back for a 2-yard loss.
Well, this defense of the Chiefs, Gunther Cunningham, they like to get up the field. They like to be aggressive. And that, you know what that is? That's a linebacker who has talent, who studied some film and has a good idea of what's coming. And so his reaction time is so fast, no offensive lineman can get there and block him. There's Gunther Cunningham. Loves to be aggressive. When in doubt, attack.
3rd down and 10. And over the head of Witten. Diving play at the pick by Warfield.
Had him open. Drew Bledsoe, good job. Stepped up in the pocket. but did not have the balance that you need as a quarterback to make that throw. Last week he was stepping up in the pocket and going too far. At that time it was perfect, but he just couldn't get the rhythm that you need to be accurate with the football.
It'll be a 34-yard attempt for Billy Cundiff, who in the last home game Thanksgiving Day missed from 34 in the fourth quarter against Denver with the game tied. Broncos go on to win it in overtime. It's the only miss he's had since being re-signed by Dallas, and this one is good. First points of the game for the Cowboys. 9-minute plus drive. The Cowboys drove it for 9 minutes and 16 seconds. Good grab by Dante Hall. Weaving through traffic, and another big return. Copper finally brought him down at the 42. And watch a web-exclusive post-game show with in-depth analysis from our NFL experts Clark Judge and Pete Prisco at CBSSportsline.com. For the third time in this game, the Chiefs begin a drive outside their own 40. Set up the screen to Johnson. Gets the block to Springham for a quick 11. Brian Waters coming home here to Dallas.
One of the few teams that can really run a screen and do it well. The Kansas City Chiefs, they are so good at deception. It's the fake run, the fake reverse, and who's going to cover the running back? And watch Brian Waters, 54 on the outside. Look at that block. Stays with his man. That's Scott Shanley, who cannot get away from Brian Waters, and it allows Kansas City to pick up the first down.
He's from Dallas, went to North Texas, undrafted, almost made the Cowboys. Now a Pro Bowler with the Chiefs. They try the right side, and Johnson falls for 2 yards. Keith Davis makes the hit.
Now, we talked about it, how, Jim, this Kansas City offense, it's patient. It shows you a lot of stuff. The one thing I have not seen so far is a double move, or in other words, somebody faking like an out route and then turning up and going deep. I know they want to try it. Well, they try it every single week, so why not today too? But they are patient too when it comes to running it. They will keep trying to physically dominate you.
2nd and 8. Pass play all the way, and Gonzalez gets away from Roy Williams. Sideline is open. Parker makes a block. Gonzalez inside the 10. Boy, you could see it unfolding. If he could somehow manage to wriggle free from Roy Williams, it would be a long gainer, and it was for 39.
Well, you see Tony Gonzalez is away from the line of scrimmage because they want him to be able to get across the field without somebody beating him up as he tries to do it, and he just avoids the tackle by Roy Williams. He's big, not the fastest tight end in the league, but he sure knows how to catch it and make something happen.
And that's his longest reception of the season.
Roy Williams, a very sure tackler too.
Puts the football at the 5. This went for a touchdown on this same play last week with Johnson. And did he reach across? They mark him short. Last week he waited for everything to open up, and he went all the way to the edge and scored in that fourth quarter.
That's where he layered it. Right?
Layered. That was the layer run.
Wait, be patient. He does it this time. Boy, John Wilbur, nice block. How many good blocks? Jason Dunn, the tight end, getting a good block. Tony Gonzalez, the starter, on a good block.
Almost looks like he's in.
Nope. Just short.
2nd and goal. And they go back with Johnson, and he skips in. Stepped right over the first defender and has his 2nd touchdown of the game.
A lot of Chief fans here today. And that's just good blocking on that left side of that offensive line. Willie Rope, 77, gets it down. Oh, boy, a lot of terrific blocks. And then a strong running back just breaking a tackle of Brady James for the touchdown.
It's the 8th time in Johnson's short career he's had a multi-touchdown game. The first 7 times he does both exceptionally well. Dallas kept it for 9 minutes plus, drove it for a field goal. Kansas City answers in a little more than 2 minutes with a touchdown. And Thompson is met with aggression at the 25. LJ downtown area there to Irving and the Cowboys down 14-3. Get the screen over to Barber. Cuts to the center and rumbles out to the 40. Andre Gerard is in at center, and he threw a block, but there is a flag back at the 25. And that's Carlos Hall laid out.
5 offense, 10-yard penalty remains, first down.
Carlos Hall shaken up on the play. We'll be back to Dallas in a moment.
He was moving around right away, and it's a good sign always when you can walk off the field like that.
But the penalty against the Cowboys wipes out the 14-yard gain on the screen to Barber. First and 20, and it's Witten's turn. And Sapp grabs him by the ankles.
You know, Jim, as we were getting ready for this game and how coaches approach it, Bill Parcells, tough, you know, pretty hard on his football team. But this week, as he said, it was all positive. You know, we can do it, guys. Hang in there, and was really upbeat, laid out what they have to do to win the game. And he talked about, Coach Parcells talked about this team, how he likes them. And he goes, I just want to see them win a game to get some reinforcement from all the hard work that they're giving me.
From the 29 and the flea flicker. Back to Bledsoe. Long ball for Glenn, who's open. Hits him in stride, and the Cowboys are back in it. "71 yards.
Kansas City Chiefs defense, they call these terrorist plays. In other words, it's a little trick to them. But you know what? They only work because your defense is being too fast and too aggressive. They think it's run. They get caught looking at the runner. So when they pitch it back to Drew Bledsoe, he finds Terry Glenn wide open down the field for the touchdown.
The longest play for the Cowboys this entire season. Cundiff for the extra point. 14-10 for Bledsoe, the 239th touchdown pass of his career, tying Lynn Dawson.
Well, here's the touchdown. Here's Terry Glenn, and watch the safety for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's Greg Wesley. He looks in the backfield. Oh, he hesitated. He thought it was a running play, and it's too late. What a throw by Drew Bledsoe.
Absolutely a frozen rope. And Wesley, see that respect they had for Marion Barber, who had been tearing it up here. They thought they were going back to Barber up the middle, and that created the hesitation just long enough.
Well, never just do your job. You're supposed to stay back until you're 100% sure it's a run.
Hall from the 1. Spinning around and nowhere to hide. The Cowboys special teams coming up big with Keith Davis.
This is a play the Dallas Cowboys have run many times. The fake up inside. Oh, the protection Drew Bledsoe gets. Oh, and a nice sail job to the outside. Deception is what allows you to get past defenders in this league. Good deception on the fake run, but Terry Glenn really sells it and fools Greg Wesley. Just for your information, that was probably called Ride 134 flea flicker. Bill Parcells has run that play many times at every place he's coached, 3 or 4 times a year.
Green comes out throwing. Open is Gonzalez. Out to the 35. That playbook, I'm sure, hasn't changed. And I mentioned Bledsoe tying Lynn Dawson 15th now all-time in most touchdown passes in the history of the league with the Chief Hall of Famer.
And you, not only that, but you were talking about it last Friday, Jim. When you start looking at Drew Bledsoe's career numbers, it caught you by surprise. You went, man.
Yeah, he's in the top 10 in virtually every statistical category. And you think about before this year, he was throwing in Foxborough and in Buffalo. Not exactly ideal conditions. Over to Johnson, who jumps to make the catch and unable to get away. That's Brady James holding down the side. He came into the game 7th all-time in completions. He's got 8 today, 3 more, and he'll move past Vinny Testaverde and Fran Tarkington into 5th all-time in the history of the league as far as completions. Only trailing, how about the names in front of him? Marino, Favre, Elway, and Warren Moon.
He's out, like you said, up in all of them. Doesn't get the credit he deserves, but he can still throw it.
It's Johnson on 2nd down and 5 and only a yard as we near the 2-minute warning. Shanley and James waited for the running back. His totals up to 47 for the game. Third down and 4 on the way after the 2. Kansas City and the crowd coming to life. Off the flea flicker, 71-yard touchdown, Bledsoe to Glenn. And the old reliable Gonzalez waiting a yard outside of the necessary yardage to move the chains.
Well, both the quarterback and the tight end old reliable.
Timeout, Kansas City.
If you really like shopping online, but you don't like waiting and waiting for packages to arrive,
And on 1st down, Green uses the sideline to Kennison for another 1st. Working on Anthony Henry for 13.
Trent Green said, if we get in a 2-minute situation, and that's what this is right now, inside of 2 minutes, you're trying to go down the field for a score right before half, I will throw sideline routes in front of Anthony Henry because he's a little safer. Wants to make sure he doesn't give up the big play, so you can throw some sideline routes and pick up 10 to 12 yards.
Review the following previous play.
And this review comes
away. That's what it always
After reviewing the play, the receiver maintained control of the pass, was in bounds. It is a catch. 1st down, Kansas City.
Can I still do it the old way? I think is how he asked the question.
Well, yeah, that's right. And the old way, he wanted to know, can I still have long practices? Can I still put the pads on the players? And all those answers are yes. The game will not change. It's about toughness and discipline and being organized, and that's what they both truly believe in, and that's why they've been successful for a long period of time.
So from the Dallas 40, 1st down for the Chiefs. Pocket collapsing. Green steps up away from it, and Parker reaches around to make the grab. He's had a couple of fine plays in this one. Again, it was Anthony Henry victimized. Green has hit his last 7 throws.
Good footwork by Trent Green in the pocket.
And flags down everywhere. Sammy Parker, one of the team captains for this game.
Encroachment, number 97, defense. 5-yard penalty remains, 1st down.
And when you're a team captain for the Chiefs, you get a chance to kind of get your whole story told by Dick Vermeil on the eve of the game.
Some of it good, and he every once in a while gives out a little information that opens the player up to a little razzing by his other teammates.
Said the players love it. They love to find out some of these things that, otherwise they probably would never know.
Like middle names that are really strange, or who knows why. But Sammy Parker was all good stuff. 3-time All-American track athlete. That's not something you razz him about.
Just coming on now in his 2nd year from Oregon. It's Johnson. Not even touched until he gained the 1st down and inside the 10.
Well, if I was Kansas City, I would not have called a timeout.
But that's what they have done.
They've done it, and it's a good change up. You got them thinking pass. You got the defense moving. You run the draw play. But, Jim, I wouldn't call the timeout. There's a minute 20 to go. Let the clock run. Make Dallas use their timeouts if they want the football back one more time. That just gives you every option. They throw it down the field. When they throw it, they have deception with screen plays. So this offense does it all.
He had 226 yards today. Looking for 9 more. Green incomplete at the 5. That was Johnson. Broken up by Scott Shanley.
Tell you too, I was watching Anthony Henry cover Tony Gonzalez, and he's limping a little. And the Cowboy defensive backs, they need them all against this Chiefs offense. Dante Hall can come in as a 3rd wide receiver, but also you want some help every once in a while covering number 88 down the field, Tony Gonzalez.
And 88 shifting to the left side. Always so dangerous in this red zone. 2nd and goal. And look out, Green loses the football. Picked up by the Cowboys. Cowboys lumbering down the field for the long run. Marcus Spears. Scott Fujita landed on Green and forced the fumble. And the rookie from LSU takes off for 56 yards.
Scott Fujita, the ex-Kansas City Chief, brought here at the start of this year. It was a blitz by the Kansas City defense. And look at the hustle. Roy Williams, about 3 different Cowboys got down the field, passed Spears, and made blocks for him.
Fujita comes back to menace his old team.
What did Trent Green say? I worry about him being over there.
Yep,
he's a smart player.
Said he's the smartest player I've ever been around. Fujita forces the fumble, and the Cowboys are at the 25 with a little more than a minute to play in the half. And Spears has to get a little oxygen after taking off on what has to be his longest run since he ran back a Jason White pass in the Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma, against the Heisman Trophy winner.
Now they're going to review this, it looks like, Jim, and I guess they're going to review it to see if it was a forward pass by Trent Green, and it's not.
It's clearly a fumble.
Boy, nice job. Big plays. When the opportunity is there, can you make the big play? The Dallas Cowboys, the flea flicker. And this pickup of a fumble by Marcus Spears, taking advantage of opportunities presented to him.
Bledsoe fakes the screen and then comes over to Witten. And Witten down at the 20. Tackled from behind by Jimmy Wilkerson.
What a play by Jimmy Wilkerson. It's a double screen. He read it. Good speed. Catches Witten from behind.
Tonight is Survivor Sunday on CBS, the season finale. Now the Cowboys have a chance to turn it around from the 20 with 55 seconds. Bledsoe is taken down.
You got to expect that some today. If you're not going to help out these tackles, they are going to give up a couple sacks. Bill Parcells upset. But look, you said it's risky. Jared Allen just too quick, too physical for Rob Petitti at right tackle. But overall, Jim, you and I talk about it, this offensive line, they have come through, I think, pretty well for the Dallas Cowboys in the first half.
Well, that was John Browning in there also. Jared Allen got to Bledsoe first. The Cowboys utilizing their second timeout.
Well, we talked to Rob Petitti, good shot of him, and he says most pass rushers are overpowering me because of balance, a lot of reasons, but he expects them to try to outrun him. So then when they change up and run right at him, it catches him off balance, and he's given up a few sacks and gotten in the way of Drew Bledsoe because of that. But hey, rookie, move from left tackle to right tackle. Overall, you just got to be happy with his effort and what he's doing on the field.
It's 3rd and 11. Barber back in for the Cowboys. Bledsoe lobs it, and the ball is caught. Touchdown, Jason Witten. There's only one way. That's going for 6, and it had to be the perfect throw.
It was, and it was a tremendous catch. This is something the Cowboys love to do. They like to go vertical whenever they get a chance, especially inside. Drew Bledsoe, it looked like he changed the play, and boy, did he change it to the right one.
Cowboys in front by 3.
I think he changed the play because they shifted out, and Jason Witten, he's going to give just a little move to the outside. Not that it fools Sammy Knight, but the throw is perfect right over the head of the safety. Nothing he can do.
Bledsoe's second touchdown toss in 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
All right. Very nice gesture by Jason Witten. What's Bill Parcells call him? Everybody's All-American.
That's right.
He's got the looks, the blonde hair, the blue eyes. And
the farm boy.
You want your daughter to marry him, the farm boy. That's right, all that stuff. And it just kind of helps if he's really good blocker and a pretty good pass catcher.
And he loves his attitude, not to be forgotten. He says he's the kind of kid that just comes up to him and says, just tell me what I've got to do to be good, and I'll do it. I'll just keep catching him like that. Ball. And the last 2 times the Cowboys have covered him up. Burnett down there this time.
I thought this Cowboy team was a team that came into this game today. Well, I was pretty sure of it too. They lacked confidence. They were unsure of themselves. Even the coach wasn't sure. But enough good things have happened to them in this first half to change it.
Watch his left arm on the hit, and he walked off kind of holding the left arm, but he's still in. Wouldn't expect him to do too much here, but they are. They're going to try to make something of it with 30 seconds to go in the half. And wow, was that dangerous. Terrence Newman over there.
Well, that ought to be enough for you there just to hand this next play off. And every time I see a screen play in these situations, you know what I think of? What I think of?
You think of a pick going back the other way.
Well, I think of Joe Theismann in the Super Bowl against the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Squirek, I should say, making an interception and just turning the game around. I'm sure Joe Theismann's really happy I brought that up. Sorry, Joe.
It's only 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Second down and 10, and they are still trying to make something of it with a flag down. And Kinnison, they'll give him the catch, but it's probably coming back anyway. Would have gone for 29.
Holding, number 77, after this Super Bowl, second down.
All right. Now, if they don't hand it off this time.
Weren't you surprised on the first play?
Not entirely. This Kansas City Chiefs team, they did have a couple timeouts, or one timeout, I should say. They were hoping to throw a screen to get one of those big runs after the catch. But right now, they know it's going to be a pass. Oh, and I tell you, Leroy Glover, they are collapsing that pocket. Trent Green, that could lead to a fumble, injury.
Well, 19 seconds, and it's second down and 19. Larry Johnson's turn. And he'll add 6 to his total. And a timeout called. Now, the signal is the timeout was by the Chiefs.
Surely not.
How do you figure?
Well,
what is that all about?
Well, I don't know, but I can't imagine they called a timeout. But just the way you're looking, and Bill Parcells goes, well, okay, this is going to change things up a little. Well, let's play it out. 3rd down, 12 seconds. Dallas still has a timeout.
Yeah, they'll take one real quick and force them to at least make a clean snapback on a punt. At the very least.
Well, we might get a
might
chance
even get one of those rare fair catch, free kick deals.
Fair catch, free kick.
Third and 13, and again, the Cowboys should be looking for the immediate timeout, anything short of the first. Larry Johnson down at the 22. And yes, the Cowboys stop it with 6 seconds.
Good job by Kansas City on that play. At least they go wide with the pitch because it's going to eat up a few extra seconds. So now you're hoping you could punt the football and get rid of the rest.
Well, they're playing, talking about the two owners for the Preston Road Trophy, Jerry Jones and Lamar Hunt. A traveling trophy created in friendship to be held in possession of the winner until the next game between the two teams. So Colquitt stands back at the 5. And let's see what happens. The Cowboys have Creighton at the 50. And if he makes the fair catch, you can actually get a free kick at a field goal.
Billy Cundiff can kick it low and a long way. You can't rush him either. Oh, that's a good kick.
Yep. Kicked it away from Creighton, right over him. And all that build up, nothing develops.
Gonna happen someday, though.
With Thompson and Copper back deep for the Cowboys. It's Thompson from the 5. And Chris Wilson has a hold of him at the 34. Summarize the scoring. Untouched. Johnson from 11. Cowboys had a 9-minute drive that netted a field goal, and then a couple of minutes later on the clock, it was right back to Johnson for a second score. Then the play that changed all the momentum, the flea flicker. Bledsoe to Glenn, 71 yards, longest play of the year for Dallas. And then after the Spears 59-yard return off a fumble, Bledsoe to Witten to move Bledsoe past Dawson on the all-time touchdown list in the 15th. Bledsoe still looking long, looking for Glenn again, and it's broken up. Surtain had excellent coverage. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, this was not a Bill Parcells brimming with confidence coming out of the locker room. Pleased, yes, he was about the big plays that gave him the lead at the end of the first half, but resolute in saying Kansas City by far is the best offense we have faced all year, and you can only employ defensive strategies so long before you realize, hey, they're tough to hold without scoring. That being said, he's imploring the offense to try to stick with them on the scoreboard to try to pull this one out, Jim.
All right, thank you, Bonnie. Trying to run with them is how he turned it on Friday, and Julius Jones gets the run for 4.
As we hear Bonnie Bernstein talk about that, now do you understand why Bill Parcells wanted to have this tactic in today's game? Because we question it. What do you mean run with them? Isn't that risky? Well, he knew. And as I said to you, and these coaches have a pretty good feel how their team is going to react.
They've scored on their last 3 drives. Field goal and a pair of touchdowns, but it's 3rd down and 6. And Bledsoe is sacked. Jared Allen shaking things up in the backfield for the second time.
Yeah, but the coverage is good down the field. Nobody is open, and Jared Allen does get the sack, but the initial pass protection was very good. Drew Bledsoe was looking to his right. This is receiver to the left side, well covered, and to the other side, the receiver he was looking at was double. So it was a sack. It's going to go in the stats, but it has no bearing on what's going on in the game.
Andy Pryor, end over end. Ball Runs away from it. Inside the 15. And bring back Dr. Phil. Of the 12, Larry Johnson. Waiting for something to unfold, and the Cowboys had it read all the way. 1-yard gain. Newman on the hit. First half fantasy numbers. And Green threw for 170. Bledsoe 185 and 2 touchdowns. Johnson on his way, it appears, to a 6th straight 100-yard game. While Glenn and Witten each with a touchdown catch for the Cowboys. Second down and 9. In the middle of the field and hitting the tight end. Got Gonzalez for the first at the 29. We got an update on the Ravens and the Broncos. What's happening there, Greg?
Jim and Phil, in Denver, all quarterbacks would love this kind of time to find a receiver. Plummer waits and waits and waits, and then there's Kyle Johnson with a terrific grab, keeps his feet in bounds. Extra point is no good. 12-3. Broncos lead the Ravens. Back to you.
Thank you, Greg. And again, Denver leading this AFC West over the Chargers and Chiefs by a game coming in. And the Chargers are being challenged by Miami. First down, Green tries the sideline, and Kennison unable to hold on. And he's getting frustrated. That's 3 drops today.
Well, he's getting frustrated because the first one was a drop. Trent Green just being a little too careful with the football. Wanted to make sure only his guy has a chance to catch it, so it's low. Yes, it is a tough catch, but Eddie Kennison he'd catch that 95 times out of 100.
But 2 today. Second down and 10. Johnson. He drives forward. A couple of yards shy of the first. The 3rd and 2 coming up.
Dick Vermeil said, you know, I think we can mush the football. And that last play, good illustration. Mush it means just get up in there, run with some power, follow those offensive linemen, and see if you can make the defensive linemen move back just a little bit. And when you have a big runner like Larry Johnson, if you move the defensive line backward at all, he's going to pick up 5 to 8 yards for you.
Johnson is out after the 8-yard run. 3rd down and 2. Dante Hall has the first.
I'm laughing because this Kansas City Chiefs offense, the formations, the movement, everything they do. I thought this pass was going to go to the right side for sure, and the motion to the other side, it fooled Roy Williams. They had enough people to cover 2 receivers. They had 3, but the motion and the movement, they made a mistake, and Trent Green found the open guy.
Looked Manning-esque. The way he read things at the line and picked up 8 for the first. Johnson back in, gets the handle. Johnson, look at the burst. Cuts outside, look out. Terrence Newman's got him around the neck, takes him out at the 29. So Marcus Ware had a play on him earlier in that 26-yard run.
You understand why Bonnie Bernstein said Bill Parcells not brimming with confidence because of plays like this. The blocking up front, and there you go, Jim. There's some layering. Get up in there, break a tackle. Now go sideways, not lose speed, and outrun some guys.
And Larry Johnson is over 100 for the 6th straight game. New Chief record. He had shared it coming in with Holmes, 5 straight. He had said a week ago. He sits out this one, D. Brown in, and they hand it off to Brown as backup. Vegeta hits him first, gain of 3. Now the NFL.com poll, which AFC team fighting for a playoff berth will miss out? This is the big question here, said be honest. Okay.
All right, that was my attempt at humor.
Tony Richardson's the single back on 2nd down and 7. Green all kinds of time now, unloads it to Richardson. Safety at the 22.
You know, so many times as I watch this Kansas City offense, and I had a chance to play in this league once. It's hard to believe all the different styles that they use. And Dick Vermeil has said it many times. Well, he told us some unbelievable numbers once. They have like 1,000 plays. And he goes, I got a veteran quarterback in Trent Green. He's smart, and he can handle a tremendous load of plays. And they go into every game. Here's a shift. People moving around all the time, and Trent Green can assemble the information and make it work.
3rd and a short 2. It's Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson's in for the touchdown. Brian Waters and Tony Richardson opened up the hole, just trying to get the first, and it goes for the touch.
We're watching this today. This is the 6th-ranked defense overall. They're pretty good against the rush. 10th in the NFL. The blocks, Tony Gonzalez, you said it again. Tony Richardson on the outside. Clinics, show the plays. This is how you want to do it when you do it perfect. That's the Kansas City running game.
56 yards by Johnson on that drive alone. And just like Dick Vermeil said, they haven't been able to really stop us. 21-yard runs on that drive. And the Chiefs continue to operate with great efficiency on offense. Thompson. And Thompson scoots across the 30. Well, Johnson had a pair in the first half. One from 11. Then Hurdle, as one columnist in Kansas City pointed out this week, after the Denver game, he has turned into the Kansas City Star.
He has done that.
Neal comes over to congratulate him, and that's no gainer for Julius Jones.
Ryan Sims came back last week against the Denver Broncos, played about 25 plays, had been out since the first game of the year with a foot injury, and he can stop the run. And he's an interior defensive lineman that can rush the passer too. A rare combination in this league. Former 1st-round draft pick. So him getting back in there and getting in shape is just going to make this defensive line, of course, it's going to make it better.
We'll call it 2nd down and 9 for the Cowboys. And it's back to Jones. And Mitchell rides him down. And we have an update. Let's go back to Greg at the studio in New York.
Jim and Phil for the 2nd time today in San Diego. Gus Frerotte to Chris Chambers. This one for 35 yards, and with the extra point, the Miami Dolphins lead San Diego 20-7 as they start the 4th quarter.
How about that? You think there's any chance here San Diego caught looking ahead a little bit in this one next week at Indianapolis?
No, I don't think you're caught looking ahead. I just think you're seeing the Miami Dolphins just don't give up. And we know that. We were down there. They could be good next year.
3rd down and 3. Bledsoe wide of the mark, looking for Witten. Sammy Knight was in the area, ready to converge on Jason Witten. Cowboys forced to punt again.
Well, the play just did not function well. Jason Witten got knocked off of his track. He wasn't even going to be able to catch it and get a 1st down. So right from the start, the Kansas City defense was aggressive with the receivers, and that's why the football was incomplete. Or the pass.
Pryor caught all of this one. Ball gets a chance to run it. Reeves, though, runs him down as he is taken out inside the 5. Jock Reeves, 51-yard punt. Drove at 88 yards the last time they had it to take the lead. Starting this series from the 6 with the same man who ended the last drive for him. No gain, though, this time for Johnson. Some of the comments from the NFL today, they were discussing playoff possibilities, and Shannon on the AFC says Jacksonville could be 12-4, get a wild card in a 5. San Diego in, Kansas City and Pittsburgh out. Dan said Pittsburgh and Jacksonville will get wild cards, which means only one from the West. Only the divisional winner. Boomer examined the NFC side, and Dan had the perspective on Jake Plummer managing games, doing that again today against Baltimore. Green dancing around in the end zone and now cuts his losses. It's a sack for the Cowboys. Rookie Burnett and Kenyon Coleman also in on it.
When you're backed up by your own goal line, you have to be careful. So the Kansas City Chiefs bring in a lot of guys to help protect. And when you put those extra guys to protect the quarterback, it just makes it too easy to cover the receivers down the field. Trent Green had nowhere to go with the football.
Rookie Burnett out of Tennessee, a second rounder, another one of those young kids on the defense, his first career sack. But over to Parker, makes the move to get the first, and the speedster out to the 28. If he could have gotten a little more of a running start, he could have taken it all the way. Broke away from Anthony Henry.
Good job by Sammy Parker and Trent Green. The blitz, they changed the route. Here comes the blitz from the top of the screen. Now, you know you're going to blitz. If you're Anthony Henry, you've got to play for the quick throw. And if you're going to blitz on defense, corners and safeties, they have to be great tacklers. And what a change. A field position, momentum, everything going in the Chiefs' favor after that play.
Parker celebrates the 24-yard gain that gives him the first. Scott Shanley brought him down, and it's an end around with Kinnison. Green out there to block. Eddie Kinnison past the 40 to the 43. Trent Green out there blocking along with Waters and Wigman.
Well, what a time to call it. They fake the reverse all the time. And Trent Green gets out in front. Look at him. He just gets a really good block on Anthony Henry. And Sammy Parker, Trent Green making on the outside. Number 18, Sammy Parker, knows if he'd have stayed with his block, there was about 20 more yards to be gained.
You know, it's not like it's enough that Green was picking on Henry with his arm. Now he picks on him with his block.
I don't know if that's called picking on him.
He got it.
Yeah, Trent Green went flying out of our screen. It's like last week when he did that somersault when he got tackled.
And Larry Johnson right on the right side for a 2-yard gain. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, I'm sure Larry Johnson's more than happy to put the first year and a half of his career in Kansas City behind him. You might remember that's when he was at his wit's end. He couldn't get on the field because Priest Holmes was dominating. But you know who might even be happier? Larry's dad, Larry Sr., because when Johnson was all frustrated, he said, I was calling my dad 3 times a day. And he said, I felt bad because my dad's the defensive line coach for Penn State. And in the afternoon, he was probably coming off the field after getting cussed out by Joe Paterno. And then I have to call. So needless to say, father and son are extremely happy with Johnson's success of late.
And there might be more to come. 3 touchdowns already. Timeout called by Kansas City. 7. And D. Brown is the running back. That's going to be ruled incomplete, although there's no signal. Ware taken off with it.
Well, the officials did not blow the whistle.
Pretty nonchalant about it, too.
Yeah, I think they're all looking at each other. Somebody make the call, and it still hasn't been called.
Well, it's an incompletion for sure. Just marching on. Ball just comes out.
We've seen it a couple times today. Drew Bledsoe did it once, and Trent Green's going to throw it and goes, I don't like what I see. Tries to hold on to it, and he can't.
3rd and 7. Dallas has not had a first down in the second half. Cowboys blitz. Pass deflected. And an update on the way from Greg in New York.
All right, thanks, Jim. In Denver. Make that in San Diego. Drew Brees, a 4-yard touchdown right up the middle. The Chargers close to 20-14 against Miami. Back to you.
All right, so that one getting interesting with 10 minutes to play. And the Cowboys about to get the football back from Colquitt. Patrick Creighton anxious to return it. Boy, this is a high flying boot down to the Cowboys. 2 series, 6 plays, 2 punts. 3 and out, 3 and out. See if they can get the engines going. Bledsoe tries the sideline and intended for Keyshawn incomplete. And send it right back to New York with another update for Greg.
Jim and Phil, now we'll talk about those Baltimore Ravens knocking on the door, can't quite go through. Chester Taylor on 4th and goal from the 2, loses 4. It's still a 12-3 Broncos lead, 9:40 to play in the 4th.
Oh, they got them stirred up out there in Denver, but the Broncos trying to rebound after that loss last week in the late going. They got stopped last week against Kansas City on 4th and short, play that had to be reviewed. And the Cowboys with little to work with on this one with Julius Jones.
Cowboys trying a little bit of everything. 8 plays this quarter, 12 yards, no first downs, and 2 punts. They're trying to deceive this defense, but so far here in the second half, it's only 8 plays. The Kansas City defensive line stopping the run and pressuring Drew Bledsoe when he goes to throw the football.
He's 0 for 3 in this quarter. He's brought in Barber, the rookie running back, on 3rd and 8. Bledsoe flings it. Got his man at the 40. It's Glenn for the first. Sammy Knight brings him down immediately, but a big 25-yard hookup.
Drew Bledsoe so many times has talked about, well, he doesn't like pressure. What quarterback does? But good movement in the pocket by him, and then he finally finds the receiver, Terry Glenn, open over the middle to the outside. Nice route, double coverage, but he sells it up the field, and with those quick feet, when he comes inside, he's wide open.
Well, with that completion, Bledsoe moves to 5th all time. Past Testaverde earlier today, past Tarkenton. And another completion, this one to Witten. And Witten able to get by Wesley. And he has another first down, a gain of 12.
Drew Bledsoe getting pretty good protection today. A pocket finds Jason Witten. Look at that wall up in front of him this time. And then you get him thinking pass, and nice blocking on the draw play to Marion Barber. So we've talked about it quite a bit. That was the story coming into today's game for the Dallas Cowboys, the offensive line, and so far they have held their end up.
First downs picked up on the last 2 plays. And Julius Jones tripped up after a gain of 2 with seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Big drive by the Cowboys. They change field position. They give their defense a rest. And of course, crossing the 50, giving their offense a chance to score.
Well, the Cowboys showing signs of cranking it up for the first time in this half after a late surge in the second quarter. Gave them the lead at halftime. 2nd down and 8 from the Kansas City 43. Bledsoe fires. Johnson has it. First down at the Kansas City 27. A gain of 16 to end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL on CBS here at Texas Stadium. The Cowboys on the drive at the Kansas City 27. First down after the catch by Keyshawn Johnson. Over the top they go, and that's Polite with another grab. Eric Warfield collars him and takes him out of bounds.
Let's go back and look at that big pass play at the end of the 3rd quarter. 2-man in the route. Keyshawn Johnson, Terry Glenn clears it out for him, but watch Keyshawn Johnson. Goes up the field, and then when he cuts across, he goes flat, and what a throw by Drew Bledsoe. Everybody is in there blocking. You can see he has just enough time. And so many negative things sometimes said about Drew Bledsoe, but again, just a terrific thrower.
First down picked up by Julius Jones. So now the Cowboys move into the red zone.
Cowboys just, Jim, we talk about it all the time, like a lot of football teams, Two running backs, they both can get it done. For the Cowboys, Julius Jones faster, maybe quicker, can get that big play more than Marion Barber, who's just a powerful runner.
One trip today inside the 20 and ended up with a Cunda field goal. Cowboys, one of only 4 teams in the league not to give the ball away inside the 20 this whole year. Bledsoe, and just as you say that, almost got picked by Surtain, and it would have been 6.
Almost looked like the play that we saw Thanksgiving Day. A quick pass to the right flat. Champ Bailey picked it off. It's a good throw by Drew Bledsoe. And Dan Campbell, not only does he miss it, he knocks it up in the air.
Campbell just has to go off the fingertips, and Surtain.
Well, Surtain's ready to come up and deliver a blow to the big tight end, and when he sees the football, it just, hey, caught him by surprise.
He should be right in the middle of a celebration about right now. Instead, it's 2nd down and 10. And Bledsoe steps up away from the pressure, hits Witten, and Mitchell forced him out. They say back short of the first. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
It's been a good day so far for this offensive line of the Cowboys, but Drew Bledsoe much calmer in the pocket than he was last week up in New York, and just sliding around just enough to create windows and find the open receiver. Having a good drive right here, 5 for 7 for 70 yards.
Reunited with his original NFL coach, Drew Bledsoe. Brings the Cowboys to the line at the 6. 3rd and short. It's Glenn. Makes the move, and he's in for the touchdown. That had a chance to be stopped, but what an effort by Terry Glenn. 2nd touchdown of the day.
Well, you said, we talked about it. Bill Parcells says, hey, we're going to run with them. That means call plays and don't be afraid. A reverse that close to the goal line, hey, a lot of things can go wrong, but the Cowboys executing well enough, make it work.
Boy, Surtain, you saw him, had the chance to run it back with an interception, could not hold on. Terry Glenn scored off of a flea flicker. Then got a big 3rd down on this drive and has his first rush. Originally drafted by Bill Parcells at New England. Stutter step move, and Dante Hall waiting for it to open up, but it never does.
Anytime you run a reverse, the play side, which is the side that Keyshawn Johnson is on, they have to sustain blocks for a long time. Terry Glenn with the speed gets around the unblocked defenders. Watch number 19 to the outside against Eric Warfield. 2, 3. It's a knockout. Count to 10. Eric Warfield never gets off the block. What a job by Keyshawn Johnson. That allows Terry Glenn to get in the end zone. There's a referee there for a second.
All right, flags are down. The other network, CBS, America's #1 network.
Make a good graphic.
Larry Johnson. Looks like one of Larry Johnson's graphics.
A lot of ones.
A lot of ones.
Right. First in a lot of categories.
Johnson picks up 4, and his total now up to 132 with 3 touchdowns.
Larry Johnson, where does he run it? I think every time we've done a Kansas City game this year, Jim, the left side is where he has his most success. Makes sense. Brian Waters and Willie Rowe just doing it run or pass.
Can he have a quarter like he did last week? On 2nd and long, Green's pass. Sammy Parker is in the area, and there's no flag for intentional grounding. That was DeMarcus Ware in his face.
DeMarcus Ware, he is like a defensive lineman, and he catches Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson never gets low enough to really take on the power of DeMarcus Ware, and it knocked him back. And The crowd's booing. They want intentional grounding. And does Trent Green get outside the tackle? He's right on the edge. And I know when he throws it, it's close. But once you go outside the tackle, no matter where you go from there, the pocket is deemed to be over. In other words, you can throw it away then. And he got it past the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 11. Past one hop, incomplete. Rookie punter Colquitt takes a snap from Perry. This one too deep. Great.
Now can the Chiefs defense, can it toughen up? They really got pushed around in the last drive by the Cowboys.
Dallas comes out, play action, and ball loose. Picked up by the Cowboys. Jared Allen jarred it loose, and Barber fell on it.
Yeah, that'll make you nervous. The Cowboys going for the big play down the field, trying to get some space between them and Kansas City. And Torrin Tucker, Jared Allen is just, as Dick Vermeil would say, nonstop. Always during the games. A lot of times he never comes out for a play, and he practices every day just like he plays in a game.
It's another sack for Allen. 2nd down and 13. Cowboys straight run, and a good one it is for Barber. But 3rd and 6 or 7 coming up next Saturday. This will be a big one.
Cowboys pick it up and run for it and get a touchdown. Drew Bledsoe drops it. They recover it. That's about the difference in the game.
3rd down. Glenn coming through again, and a flag is down. Ran away from Eric Warfield. Pick up 13.
Holding, number 22, defense. Penalties decline. 1st down, Dallas.
Call on McLeon, so Glenn does it again on 3rd down.
Dexter McLeon right there grabs Keyshawn Johnson, reroutes him. That is going to be a penalty. When you grab a receiver and you turn him at all, easy for the official to see it and throw the flag.
Dallas's last 3 3rd down conversions have been turned in by Terry Glenn, who did not have a single one in the last 5 games. And Barber slips after the exchange. We've got an update. Back to Greg in the studio.
Jim and Phil, Miami at San Diego, hoping to put the Clamps on a big win over the Chargers. Ronnie Brown at the goal line, up and fumbles. And further review, not enough evidence to overturn the call. They go the other way. It's still a 20-14 Dolphins lead with time running out.
Wow. How about that? What a shocker that would be as you see the standings out west.
The ground can cause a fumble, and that's what it was. Ronnie Brown jumped as he hit the ground. He fumbled, but he went to the ground on his own force, not defensive force.
2nd and 8, and Bledsoe walloped when he threw it, but he got it away in time to Glenn. John Browning was in the face of Bledsoe.
Well, let me hear him say this week that Drew Bledsoe doesn't like pressure. He's standing in here today, and he's made numerous throws while he is getting hit. How's that? Stood in there. He was tough. And again, down the field. What a route by Terry Glenn. He's got those wonderful feet. I've said many times, it reminds me, oh, man, did Drew Bledsoe get just tore up on that. Terry Glenn's always reminded me of Paul Warfield, the old Cleveland Brown receiver.
Pretty good comparison. Terry Glenn will be honored by that. Marion Barber into the arms of Warfield after 1. And back down to Bonnie.
Jim, Phil was talking about Bledsoe's toughness and his persistence in the pocket, and that was actually something with Bledsoe now in his 13th year that Parcells wanted to test early on. He told us about playing the Seahawks in the preseason. Cowboys didn't really game plan him. They went 3 and out a bunch of times, and he wanted to see Bledsoe's reaction. Bledsoe was so aggravated. He said, Coach, we're going to take this down on the next drive, and we're going to score. And sure enough, they did. Parcells said, at this point in veterans' careers, you want to test their heart, and Bledsoe's heart is still in the game.
We're seeing that today, Bonnie. 2nd down and 9. He's driving Dallas again. And rolling out, looking for an open Cowboy. Chiefs converge and he throws it away.
I tell you what, too, I've seen here today. Sometimes you try too hard to help people. In other words, the offensive line, they've worried so much about it. And, you know, Bill Parcells has always been not afraid to take chances. And, you know, enough of that. Let's just run our offense. These guys got to grow up. Yes, they're going to give up some sacks and some hits on the quarterback. But overall, it's loosened up this offense tremendously. And you keep giving guys like Drew Bledsoe, Terry Glenn chances to make plays. Sooner or later, they're going to make a big one that could be the difference in the game.
Well, they've made several already, and this is a chance for the Chief defense to make a play. They're coming in on the blitz, third down. And Warfield was hanging with Glenn, and no flag.
Boy, good job by Eric Warfield.
Take over at the 43.
He was kicking 53-yarders before the game and making them by just inches.
That's going to be a pooch punt instead. They snap it back to him, and kind of unlucky with the roll. It'll be a touchback.
That makes sense. Can't take a chance of giving a Chief.
With Johnson. Vegeta clamps down that corner. 2-yard gain. That's it. Fighting for the postseason. Chiefs with a 3-game win streak at 8-4. Johnson shut down first on the right side, this time the left side for only 3.
The formula last week, the Kansas City Chiefs ran the football in the fourth quarter tremendously. Today, of course, they're just getting the ball, but they have not had the success the last couple drives with Larry Johnson running it.
Last week, here's what you're talking about. They had 8 first downs to only 1 for the Broncos, and it was really Larry Johnson with 90 of the 104 on the ground in that quarter. They have only 9 rushing as a team so far in the fourth today. More importantly, it's 3rd and 5. Sideline, they go, and they connect for the first to Kennison. Working on Anthony Hitt. First down as we approach 6 minutes remaining. It's Johnson. This time he has some room. That's the kind of gain you desire for first down. They give him 6. And for those just joining us, Larry Johnson, total yards. They work him again. Looking for the edge, and he is stopped after only a yard.
DeMarcus Ware out there. DeMarcus Ware, the first-round draft pick from Troy State. Very good pass rusher. Watch him this time against Willie Rote. Holds him up. That's exactly what you're supposed to do in this Dallas defense. Hold the blocker up, look for the runner, throw the blocker out of the way, and make the tackle.
The crowd is stirred. The Chiefs have converted on 1 third-down occasion on this series over to Kennison. They need to keep it going. 3rd down and 3. Green looks left, now has to go middle. Pump fake. Flings it over, man's open. Great grab by Parker for the first. Green led him, and with the lunge, Parker able to pick up 12 in the first.
They had receivers running everywhere. They had 3 receivers to the left. Sammy Parker coming all the way from the right. Trent Green's looking everywhere, and as he moved into the pocket, because he had really good pass protection, off balance, out of control, makes the throw. What a catch.
That was no easy grab. New set of downs in Dallas territory. Green open. Kennison has it at the 20. Takes off to the end zone, and the Chiefs are back in front.
It's like it's the mirrors. Jim, they got people going everywhere. And that time, the Dallas Cowboys, everybody covered Tony Gonzalez. The shifting and the movement. And that allows Eddie Kennison to go up the field and look at it. Nobody is back there to cover Eddie Kennison.
47 yards and a Hines, the 4-point lead, delivers. 3:55 remaining. Now the Cowboys must try to do something here. And Thompson out to the 31. What happened on that touchdown throw?
Well, here's why he's wide open. Tony Gonzalez is going to go down the middle. The safety's going to go with him. Now what you got, Eddie Kinnison going here, and they put Anthony Henry in a tough spot. The short receiver or the deep one, watch what he does. Roy Williams goes down the middle. Anthony Henry trying to play them both, but Trent Green quick with his read and throws the football right on the money, and Eddie Kinnison catches it so clean up the sideline. Perfect execution.
Cowboys come back with Barber plowing ahead for a couple. That's it. Tonight is survivors in the game and in the backfield behind Bledsoe on 2nd and 8. Bledsoe fires in, and at the last minute, that pass influenced by the Kansas City rush. 3rd and 8 on the way.
Ryan Sims that time got to Drew Bledsoe. He's had quite a bit of success in his career, game-winning drives. And now, when you get in situations like this tells you where your offensive line is. Obvious passing situation. Drew Bledsoe might have to hold on to the football. Can the tackles get it done?
3rd and 8. Goes underneath the coverage, and Barber makes the cut move for the first. A gain of 11. Boy, this kid plays with a lot of poise, the rookie from Minnesota.
That he does. Good pass receiver, good blocker. That's why he's in the game, and this is called halfback delay. The halfback is in the backfield. At the last second he released. The Chiefs were running back to cover the deep receivers. That's why he got the first down.
Bill Parcells will tell you that he's a step or two ahead of the average rookie, and he credits Glenn Mason, his college coach. And Glenn is the target this time, has the catch. Like to welcome those of you just joining us. And a fight to the finish in Dallas. Denver surviving Baltimore. The Ravens got a late touchdown by Clayton. Well, the Broncos go on to win it 12-10. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Bonnie Bernstein here. The Cowboys trying to get back in it. They converted on a big 3rd down a couple of plays ago, and they're now in Denver territory, down 4 with 2:30 remaining. 2nd down and 1. Will ride Barber. The rookie has the first and plenty more.
Impressive drive so far by the Cowboys. Marion Barber, just a more powerful runner. What a hole he gets that time. Larry Allen, the left guard, number 73, comes out and just seals it off for Marion Barber.
Clock running down. One more snap, perhaps. Yes, before the 2-minute warning. Bledsoe steps away from the pressure. Going to the end zone, and just out of reach for Glenn, who has already scorched the Chiefs to the left. Dallas with all of its timeouts to work with. On the draw, it's Barber to the 34. And 3rd and 6 coming. We've got an update. Let's send you back to New York.
Jim and Phil in San Diego. Drew Brees to Antonio Gates for 8 yards has pulled the Chargers close. Onside kick coming. 15 seconds remain. Miami's lead is 23-21 over San Diego.
All right, Greg. What a performance by Miami. 3rd down, Bledsoe's pass pulled down by Johnson. And with the spot, he has the first. Gain of 7.
5 wide receiver look. Drew Bledsoe stays in there. A lot of pressure. Keyshawn Johnson pushes off against Kendrell Bell. Nobody calls it. And makes the catch and gets the first down, though.
Cowboys call a timeout, Phil. with 1:13 remaining. Bledsoe over 300 on the game. Just the third catch of the afternoon for Keyshawn. But the Cowboys again, it's only end zone or broke for them.
It is, and when you watch this Kansas City defense, they really don't look like they can stop. They're looking for somebody to make a big play. Those games decided by 7 points or less. The Cowboys have been in 9, 4, and 5 for this season.
First down from the 26. Bledsoe shakes off some pressure, gets it to Barber, cuts to the outside, he's inside the 10 and out of bounds at the 6. Broke away from Kavika Mitchell and Kendrell Bell.
Marion Barber is having some day today, and so is Drew Bledsoe. Pocket movement once again. Slides over, gets time, and then Marion Barber, we've talked about him as a pass receiver, and he can find the open spot and avoid the tacklers. Drew Bledsoe, boy, excellent job of moving to his left to get room to throw the football.
Just a minute, 4 remaining, first and goal. Barber shakes away, spins away, and Warfield has to absorb a stiff arm, but still able to hold on to him, riding him out of bounds. They fake the Glenn play again, and Barber is backed up for a loss of at least a yard.
As I saw Terry Glenn coming around, I went, man, courage to call another reverse down there. I'm not sure he wouldn't have gone in for a touchdown again.
Well, look at the score. This is the same score. You flip it. The Cowboys on week 1 won at San Diego when the Chargers had 4 plays inside the 10 and were unable to score. Now the Cowboys must do what the Chargers could not. It's Barber up the middle, getting back what he lost on the previous down. And a timeout called by Dallas with 54 seconds. 1 timeout left. Well, again tonight on
looking the wrong way so you can get just a lane or a spot to throw the football.
You said at the start, almost desperate times around here. Cowboys having lost 2 straight, 3rd and goal. Jones is back in. Bledsoe fakes to Jones, gets away from the pressure, rolling out, looking, firing, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Surtain over there fighting for the football with Keyshawn, and we're coming down to 1 snap.
It's so incredible how these defensive backs can stop and turn and go in the opposite direction and stay with these wide receivers. Patrick Surtain, top of your screen. He's done it a couple times today. The reverse of the field by him and staying in front of Keyshawn Johnson to stop the touchdown.
What a mighty effort. But out. And here we go. Last chance. Bledsoe flings it. And the pass is incomplete. A late flag. Ridley was there. Wesley broke it up. Gunther Cunningham says incomplete, but the flag.
Number 25, defense. That position will go on back, first down.
Wow. Where is it? Well, that was Wesley down low. Knocked it loose.
The holding has to be against number 56, Derek Johnson, maybe, but it was not against Greg Wesley.
First and goal. I didn't see it. Here come the Cowboys up the middle, and they're short. Remember, they have 1 timeout. 1 timeout to go. No need to take it now.
They got time, plenty of time.
Chiefs are signaling for one from the sideline.
Well, Well, the Kansas City Chiefs need to use their timeouts just in case the Cowboys score. It gives them a chance to at least go down.
4th down. Here's another look.
Well, there it is. It's Derek Johnson, number 56. As soon as he took off, Jason Witten, he grabbed hold of him. Greg Wesley actually came in and knocked it out of Jason Witten's hands. Here it is, 56. Watch him as Jason Witten comes off the line of scrimmage. It's a definite hold. Good call by the official.
Yep, that clears it up. Now you think about the Cowboys and all these nail-biters on the season. You think of Kansas City winning at the 1 on the last play of the game against Oakland. All of that coming into the mix and leading to this. Barber, the tailback. Bledsoe fakes, swings, hits. Cowboys take the lead. It's Dan Campbell with only his 3rd catch of the entire season. Our 5th lead change. And now Cundiff to make it 3. A 3-point lead. It is at 31-28.
It's a good call to the Dallas Cowboys. When you get in a situation like this, everybody is expecting run. Do you have the courage to throw it? The Cowboys do. The Kansas City Chiefs defense sells out to stop the runner. And you watch the replay. Well, the Dallas offense knows they're going to throw it, so they're not trying to knock them back. And Dan Campbell uncovered for the touchdown.
The Cowboys when they had to. 14-play drive in 3.5 minutes. Parcells sees it open and then reaches for the sky with the touchdown. Cunningham furious. .22 seconds now. Dante Hall is back deep. Still, in most circles, the most dangerous returner in the game. Will they even let him handle it? Kansas City, can they do something with 1 timeout to get in position for times to give him a chance?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, they need a good return, but with 1 timeout, they can throw it down the middle of the field and at least maybe give themselves a chance at a long field goal try.
Kick, angle, it gives Hall a chance to race with it. Hall spinning, and then nullified at the 28 with 16 seconds. Willie Pyle, the former Chief, makes the tackle.
Back, if you can move in the pocket, allow your receivers just an extra second or 2, they can uncover, and you can get a big pass play.
Timeout Dallas.
They didn't like the way they were lining up against the Kansas City offense.
San Diego losing.
Well, what a day for the Denver Broncos if this stays the way it is. They win a tight one, and the other 2 teams could end up losing close ones.
Green goes short, sideline, and hits Parker. They give him the catch at the 42. That took 6 seconds. This can only be reviewed up top. Here's the look at it. And they may in fact opt to do that.
Well, his feet were definitely in bounds. The question would be, did his knee hit the white part of the field before the football got there?
They're moving on. They need one big pass, but hold on just before the
Ruling on the field stance. It is a catch.
While they're trying to win here, the rivals in the NFC East, the Giants, are in overtime against Philadelphia.
That's why you can't look at the games today. Denver barely beats Baltimore. San Diego loses.
And there are the standings from the NFC East. And here we go with 10 seconds. Need about 20 yards and a quick timeout. Green steps up. Down the middle. He's got it. It's Dante Hall. They're set up to tie it. With 2 seconds left, how was he able to roam free?
That was just a good job of design by the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to release outside, and he just goes vertical, and he gets the defense. Trent Green looks it off to Tony Gonzalez, and it allows Dante Hall to get into the little void between the linebackers and the safeties.
Absolutely amazing. Eddie Kennison comes over. Every Chief signaling for the timeout, and it's issued with 2 seconds. It'll be about a 41, 42-yard try to send it to overtime.
Gonzalez goes up the field that way.
41 yards to send it to overtime. Lawrence Times. Colquitt on the hold, and the kick on its way. It is wide of the mark, and the Cowboys have won it. Snap was a little low, coming back from Ed Perry to Colquitt, and Tynes was wide right.
Jim, you said it right. The snap just throws the timing off enough, and Tynes gets in front of the football, and it makes him push it to the right.
Lawrence Tynes had made a field goal in 15 straight games, but this is the one he had to have. And so too, for that matter, did Parcells and the Cowboys after 2 straight losses. Bledsoe jumping for joy as the Cowboys come from behind to win it. Trent Green. So frustrated. Vermeil will have to take his team to New York and take on the Giants next Saturday. We'll have it for you on CBS. And what'll be almost a must-win situation for Kansas City. For Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein, Jim Nantz saying so long. Where the Cowboys here at Texas Stadium have won it 31.